City Power is continuing its cut-off campaign. It's aimed at defaulting residents and businesses in and around Johannesburg. Well, today the operation moves to Midrand, where even residential complexes are being targeted. eNCA's Bafedile Moerane brings us the very latest. Bafedile, good morning to you, colleague. It seems that City Power is not letting by. Just yesterday we saw them in the south of Johannesburg, out in Midrand. They seem to have made their way to Midrand. The intentions are clear. They're cutting off, electricity from those residents, those businesses that are not keeping up with their bills.
Well, Tumelo, City Power is really on a mission. This morning, we started at Bafedile warehouse in Midrand, where they have switched off. They're saying that this particular business owes City Power 1.5 million rand. So these are some of the steps that City Power has taken to say that this is really one of the burdens contributing immensely to the problems that we encounter. City Power also contributing to ESCOM, the challenges that we are seeing today of load shedding. It's one of the things these debt are really contributing immensely. But we have seen from yesterday, they were in Midrand. Now I'm going to engage Mr. Thami Matiso. He's the General Manager for Revenue Management at City Power, to give us a gist as to, Mr. Matiso, how far is the operation? How are you doing in terms of the operation? Are we going to see any positive results out of this?
Most definitely. I think we are doing well. And as I said yesterday, we had planned to be in Midrand for 2 hours. Yes, we might have been confronted with violence from the residents, but I think we achieved that which we intended to achieve for that time. To make sure that we go into that place, we demonstrate the might of enforcing the law, supported by the different law enforcement agencies. So I think we will see these operations rolling out, both us and the City of Johannesburg and other entities of the city, to make sure that the monies that are owing are collected.
Have we seen any residents or any businesses having to come forward to say that now here's the money we are paying, when you say that there's a positive result? Most
definitely. In fact, the shocking part is that we have from last night started getting calls from the residents of Midrand who are saying, come forward, we want to come and sort out our bills. And not everybody, and I want to clarify this thing, other people are just being influenced not to pay in some of the communities. But when we did that operations, we've had people, already about 40 people who have come forward from the community saying they would like to be normalized, their meters being fixed, their accounts being made up to date. So we are seeing those things that are coming through. So we expect to see better results.
We've heard on numerous occasions ESCOM having to highlight that this debt from the municipalities are really contributing badly when it comes to ESCOM operations. Hence, we're seeing load shedding intensifying at this point in time. How has the city of Johannesburg been affected in that regard?
Yeah, most definitely. And in fact, the city is actually one of the good payers of ESCOM, but it's not sustainable. If people are not paying as the city of Johannesburg, unfortunately, we might get to those municipalities who are actually not able to pay ESCOM because of people not being able to meet their part of their obligations in terms of payment. So we are actually affected in terms of the future. We might not be as good as we are currently, and that's why we are calling all the residents to actually come in and support the city in terms of their payments.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Thami Matiso from City Power here, having to enforce the law on the ground, targeting businesses that are actually failing to pay that electricity debt, and having to say that they are definitely seeing the good results from since the operation resumed last week. We saw them also yesterday, now having to go to Midrand. Today they are in Midrand, Tumelo.
Yeah. Before I let you go, Bafedile, we saw the resistance and the pushback from residents out in Midrand yesterday. Colleague, from where you stand, what you're looking at, how are the residents and businesses responding to this act and this action by City Power? Are they all present during this operation? Have you seen a pushback? Are they cooperating from what you're witnessing?
Not really. There's no pushback at this point in time. This is the first place to be switched off. It's a business operation here in Midrand. So we are about to leave at this point in time, going to the next venue. I'm not certain as to whether we are going to the business or what, because we know that it's still a secret until we arrive at a particular place, Dumelo.
All right, we'll leave it there. Bafedile Moerane out with the City Power, continuing on with their operation to cut off electricity from non-complying and non-paying residents as well as businesses. This we understand in the Midrand area at this point, according to my colleague Bafedile Moerane. She's not certain. It's still top secret as to where exactly they're headed to, because you would remember yesterday some of the houses with which Isaac Mangena was showing to my colleague Heidi Jockers yesterday. Some houses were locked. They were not permitted to get inside. So I suppose that's why it might be a secret not to inform through the media where exactly they are going within the Midrand region, just so that perhaps they could find the owners, engage with them regarding their non-payments and their non-compliance of the electricity bill. But Bafedile being there for us, she is our eyes and ears, and we'll cross back to her as soon as we have the very latest.